Hey, Mr. here with a little bit of a tip to help you raid some more, upgrade your Town Hall with a Town Hall 10. Okay, now firstly we'll have a look at the troops that I have cooked already. You can see 182 archers, 4 healers and a minion. Now I've done this before when I was at Town Hall 9. I just queen walked my way up through masters into champs. Pretty well doing what you see here. Now in this case I'm just raiding for loot for my king, so I don't really care too much if I go up or down that much. My only consideration of winning is to get the 5-star bonus each day. And so when I was doing the queen walking, I used to bring 8 healers and I would just queen walk all the way around for 50%, and if it looked like I needed help, then I'd use some of my archers. So I always had some healers cooked up just to queen walk around for 50%. So what that does, and what this training, what this raiding method will do, is also help you learn a little bit of queen walk. And of course the secondary army is just all archers. So yes, I know I'm going to be using the healers, but I'm doing healer, archer, healer, archer. So I'll just show you the attack log and my attack log in this one so you can see what I've been doing. So we'll just scroll to the bottom here. You'll notice that I've got a loss. I'm only using archers. I have a win with healers, a loss with archers, a win with, well, actually one. So I must have sniped a town hall or something there, I would assume. Then I've had another win here, 69% just with a queen walk, so queen walk winning. All archers losing, queen walk winning, all archers losing, queen walk winning. Now have a look at the loot on this one. Holy moly, 8,000 dark elixir. I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that is the most loot on any of my accounts I've ever raided in dark elixir. 8,000 dark elixir. We will have a look at that one in a second as well. So this is what I'm doing to get loot, and I've got my Barb King is going, he's very low, but you can have a look at the dark I've got there, 111,000, and I've only just put him down. So he's nearly got the full time to regenerate, and I've already got enough to do his next upgrade. I'll just show you what I did with the archers. We'll have a look at a few of attacks, and we'll run through them at a little bit of speed as well. So as you can see here, I'm sitting in Masters 3, and all I'm interested in this case is the loot. If I get the dark, that's fantastic, but I'm just giving it a little bit of thought. Now, obviously, only using archers, people could say, yeah, oh, mister, I can get more with Goblin Knife, or I can do this, I can do that. That might be true, but I'm also doing queen walking at the same time. So like I said, at the very minimum, it helps learn queen walking ability. It helps you have that sort of finesse or understanding a little bit more on how to path the queen one way or another, or which base shapes will affect her. If you drop her one way, what will she likely do based on the shapes and the troops? So all of that experience plays a part. So now faced with 53 archers and 2 dark elixir drills and 2 gold storages, which is what I want to get. I've decided that I'll put some archers on one side and queen and archers on the other side. So as you can see here, the reason I dropped some of these little ones over the tops up this end, even though they had no hope of getting any loot, is that those ones act as an initial distraction for the mortar. So the mortar shots over, and then I had the little groups going in just to distract the mortar here. So over on this side, distract the mortar, while this group here comes over and takes the drill. So I'm using archers to distract and archers to snipe at the same time. So that's that particular one. Okay, so I'll just cut here, and what we'll do is I'll just go to the next one in the list. So as you can see from this one, this was the next one, queen walking one. So get the queen down. So the idea of the queen walk, I'm not really too concerned where the enemy queen is. I don't really care. She can be in the core, she can be outside. And obviously, yeah, I'm hitting dead bases to get some of this really good loot. All you got to do for a dead base is just hit next a couple of times. One thing I do sometimes do, if I'm hitting next over and over and over, and then just nothing's happening. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go back to my base. So I'll stop the raid, I'll just end the battle. I'll go back and then I'll start again. So I'll hit attack again. I'll go through about 15 bases, then I'll just attack anything. I'll snipe anything. I'll snipe a single drill or something like that with a queen or whatever, and then I'll end the battle. So I'll go down. I'm willing to take a loss on cups and then try again. And what I've found sometimes is doing that seems to, I don't know, just my own, maybe I'm being selective, but it appears to trigger something within the search algorithm for loot. It appears to trigger something so that it just gives me a dead base. So almost the next time I log in, I might have to click tap a few times or something like that, but it's certainly not sitting there for 20 minutes tapping and tapping and tapping. If I have to do that kind of thing a little bit too often, I'll just end it and I'll come back an hour later or something like that, because it must mean there's a little bit of a peak, a little bit of a spike in people using. So you can just see here, just clever use of the archers, a bit of archers here, a bit of archers there. It's getting me over the 50%. Yes, it does mean I have to do 5 raids for the 5-star, but so what? Look at the loot. And I only used archers, 4 healers, and a raid spell. So let's have a look at another one. We'll have a look at 2 more after this. Now you can see I'm over and done with in a minute here on this attack. I'm only after the loot. I'm only after the drills, pumps and mines that are on the outside of the base or that are accessible. Now you can see here, these little archers here, they were designed to distract the mortar while I gave a little bit of a pinpoint onto the things that I wanted. And generally what I'm doing is that I'm doing 10. I'm doing 10 archers on each thing. 10 archers on each thing is generally enough to get it down before cannons and archer towers take out your archers. And here we go. All of that loot's taken there, just the last drill. I think there's a little bit of darkness in the middle. It's either in the town hall or the storage, but I don't really care too much. That's pretty good loot. Do I drop the queen on this one? Do I need to? No, I'm not going to get anything else. So what I decided to do, I don't really even know why I dropped those archers. I can't remember why I dropped them at the time. I thought I'll just drop a few more archers just to be done with it, and then I've got a full complement of whatever's coming up next. I think because I couldn't remember if I'd moved the healers to the front of the training queue or not for the next group to pop out. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Alright, now this is the most recent attack. This is the one at the top of the list that you saw there. After this one, I'm going to show you the big loot base that I hit for the 8,000. You can see all the dark elixir is very nicely placed here. Now give this a little bit of a thought. There's no air weapons that can really get anything from mine there. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. I think I can put a minion there, and then I can do some other things around the other place to get some loot. Now this one goes a little bit longer than normal because I've got an archer just going to snipe that drill. So the archer's just going to snipe that drill. Bomb tower can't get it. Just where I can, place an archer, just to help funnel other archers that might want to go down that I might need to use. For instance, if I take this out and I put archers down, then no archers will want to go this way, kind of thing. Get some archers up here. Only use groups of archers when I feel I need to use groups of archers. If I can get away with a single archer and I've got a bit of time up my sleeve, we can just speed this up here. You can see I've just put down a little group of 10. I can snipe this. And I'm still sniping up there. I get the minion down. I've got a leaf blower up here. That's a little bit of annoyance. So I dropped some archers to try and get that, and then I saw the wizard's going to ping all those archers. So I gave up on that idea. And I just let that go. I thought, well, at the very least, I can drop some archers and things over on this side later. So you'll notice 10, 10, 10. When I do the wizards, if you pay attention to what I do with the wizard towers, I try to put a little ring of confidence. So as the wizard tries to move and shoot, he can't just get all my archers in one go. He has to shoot some and shoot some and shoot some. So I generally do the wizards in that order. That's how I do them. Now you notice here how I put the archers around to distract the mortars and then get those archers into the middle. And here, again, I am doing a little bit of a ring of confidence. The king will go down. I've got my queen there. I've still got 36 archers. Where do I put them? Put them here, put them there. I'm at 40%, and that's it. I looked at the loot, said, yep, I'm done. That's all good. Now let's have a look at the big loot one. And here it is in all its glory. Everything on the outside, and some stuff still in the middle. Good lot of dark in the middle. I knew I'd get these three pretty easily. So let's just get into it. And I'll just speed it up a little bit. Now, I was hoping the queen would path left a little, thinking that she could just path around the outside, and I'll get these archers over on this side to help a little bit. But then she started pathing this way, and I was like, oh, this air defense was a little bit of a concern. If the healers get too close, I'll drop some archers down. Didn't drop enough on this archer tower to take out the archer tower. So the queen's still going nicely. I've had the archers help her. And now I've got to think about this a little bit. Because she stopped pathing around and she's decided to come inside the base here. So she's going to shoot some walls, shoot some walls, shoot some walls. She's got multiple layers of walls to get through here. So the reason I'm about to drop a rage spell on her is not that I felt she needed it, but I felt that it would give her a little bit of extra oomph on the shots just to get her inside the base. Meanwhile, throwing some archers around, Now, what I was hoping here with this stream of archers you're about to see come down is that they would come into the base with the queen. Now, of course, if I draw my little lines that you may have seen me do before, probably drop the archers a little bit late. So we're talking about these two weapons. I should have dropped the archers just up here and they would have gone in. Well, maybe not. You saw that one was up there, but that tried to go around to the outside of the base instead of into where the Tesla was. So even though that archer should have gone to the Tesla accordingly, but for some reason it didn't. And there you go. That is it. So that is how I got the loot. The reason I dropped those other archers and I didn't need to is I thought I might have needed to get up to 80% to get the 100% bonus for the league, but I think it's actually 70% from memory. So after that I went, oh yeah, I could have saved those archers. So we'll have a quick look at the cost of what I had in the quick train that was the last army I used. Of course, that cost me 106,000. So that was, I already had some archers left over. So that's what 212 archers plus 1 minion cost me 106,000. And this is what I've got here. Now, obviously, I'm not using all the spells as you've seen. It's not costing me a tremendous amount. And you can see 182 archers is all I used in the 4 healers. 212 archers, so you remember. So this one cost me 106,000 elixir and I made 400,000. So that is what I'm doing to raid my dark and so on. And I'm not really boosting or anything like that. Well, you can see that was a long break between raids, and then I just did some, just make the troops when they're ready, have a bit of an attack, not really going full on out of my way, and yet here I am. All my builders are busy and I've got enough dark elixir because, of course, I rushed this base and the king is only 25 and I've been playing catch up on this one. So, yeah. So that is it. That is how I'm raiding on this brand new Town Hall 10, although he's been in Town Hall 10 for a few months now. But I've either been doing the Lurnian, which I told you about, but this is what I'm doing at the moment. The Queen's max, so I'll just keep on doing this. I'll go use the archers to come down, I'll use the Queen walks to go up, and just get enough loot. You can see I'm getting plenty of dark, plenty of elixir, plenty of gold for my weapons, my walls, and my hero and troop upgrades as well. So if you're using a different combination of raiding troops, do please let me know. Might give them a go, do a video on those. Please share this with any of your clanmates who might be struggling to raid, as something to raid with. Show them how to get the loot. And also, if you have clanmates that need to learn how to queen walk, this is really helpful to get them how to learn to queen walk. You generally stuff this up at the first few times you do it, and then you start getting a really good hang for it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you. Whoa, hang on a second. We got the question of the day. Almost forgot about the question of the day. Okay, question of the day. Why does the muffler repair and replace mechanic, why is he always tired? Why is he always tired? Why is the muffler repair and replace mechanic always tired? He's always tired because it's exhausting work. Anyway, that's it for this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Leave the video a thumb up, and I'll see you in the next video.